Right guys, what is up and welcome back to some more Veloce Esports Squadsprint here today. This is round number 7, the British Grand Prix. If you guys missed the last episode, it will be linked in the top right hand corner of your screen. It was the Bahrain Grand Prix, an absolutely crazy race and action all over the place. But today we are here for Silverstone, my home race, and as always the same regulations and rules. We've got 25% race distance, damage is on, and regular corner cutting, and I'm looking forward to it because Silverstone is a fantastic track. Slipstream is really strong around here, and I feel like if I can get a clean start, we may have a chance of having a good race here today and scoring some big points, because I still haven't really had a proper race yet. Austria was the best race I've had so far, but even then that race didn't go exactly according to plan. But now we're going to run you guys through the grid for this race, and we have the new man Thibaut Courtois, the Brahma goalkeeper, P1, with Vizza in P2, Niren in 3rd, with Isaac Gillison in 4th place alongside him. My teammate Ben Raggy McConnell in P5, Joe Wilkes alongside him on the 3rd row, then it's Arav in P7 and Karki in 8th. Further behind me, we have Hayden Gullis in P9, myself in 10th, rounding out the top half of the table and the 5th row. Then it's Tom Storm Lartelo 11th, Alex Gill on P12 in the Red Bull. Then we have Simon Vigang in 13th, Ben Daly in P14 for the Ferrari team. And then it's James Baldwin with Danny Badeshne alongside him on row number 8. Then it's Veloce Hypers behind them, and rounding up the grid here today for the race at Silverstone. But here we go, nice sunny conditions for today's race, and it's going to be a very exciting occasion, and I cannot wait to get started as we jump now into the end of the formation lap, and we're going to get ready for the start of the race. Strategy wise, we're going to start mediums and then go on to the softs a little bit later on. But here we go, getting ready for the 5 red lines here at Silverstone, and it is lights out and away we go yet again for another race here today. And it's a good start off the line, getting past Hayden Gullis straight away in the racing point down the inside of turn 1. Storm going around the outside, really nice move from him as we now look for a spot on the inside. A little bit of contact there, we just about avoided getting front wing damage. We've got, I believe that's Arav or Ben in the Ferrari. I think it's Arav in the Ferrari there, getting a bit sideways, and also Karki lagging as Simon Vigang and James Baldwin go up the inside. And now I get a bit loose on the exit, also a bit of lag of my own through here. With James, just kind of threw me off a little bit, and I ran wild into the grass. That's going to allow Hypers or Atomic Prodigy to go down the inside in the Toro Rosso. We're going to try and hold it all the way around the outside though. That's going to give us the inside line for Luffield. Lots of too wide up ahead here, so we've just got to try and keep things clean and try and avoid the contact if possible. A little bit of contact there again on the exit of Luffield as we now use the slipstream on Eterno Joe Wilkes in front of us as we make our way into Cop side by side with Hypers, and it's really close. We give each other just about enough room, no contact. We do run him off the circuit, but Hypers keeps his nose in, and I'm going to back out and I'm going to let him have it. Formula Danny as well, looking for a move now in the Alfa Romeo just behind us as we go through Maggot and Beckett and Chapel, and then there's contact in front. Arav goes for a crash, and also Williams there as well, and Arav is out of the session, and we are into the top 10, getting 2 places there on the exit of Chapel. And is that going to cause a safety car? Yes, it is. It's going to be a virtual safety car triggered here today for the race. So there we go, that contact causing chaos, and cars into the pit lane already, and a lot of those guys are going to go to the soft tyres, and they're going to try and carry the softs all the way to the end of the race, which is really ballsy. And my teammate Raggy also pitting as well, so we're going to stay out. Of course, we don't want to stack, we don't want to lose time, and we're going to try and go a little bit longer on these medium tyres. It is only a virtual safety car, not a full safety car, so we'll get going soon. We won't have to stack up too much. As the Delta, we left 2 seconds on the table there. Really poor restart. We could have been right on the back of Joe. Instead, Alex Gillon is behind us, and he's looking for a move as he absolutely sends one into Brooklands, but we see it coming and we leave the space and just go around the outside and stay in front for now and hold on to our 5th place. In front of us we have Joe, and then in front of him I believe it's Vizza in the McLaren if I'm not mistaken. So here we go, we're on the hunt, and then we've kept Alex Gillon behind us for now as we make our way through Cops. A little bit of a lift through here, trying to get the line right, a little bit of dirt here as well from the car in front, but we're really closing in on the racing point as we now make our way into Maggots and Beckett's, just trying to really get the line nice and sweet through here, and then try and open up the right hander to really get that good exit onto Chapel and onto the hangar straight. Here we go, really nice traction there. No DRS just yet, but we are setting a purple sector 2, and we're right in the slipstream of Joe here. We're going to try and look for a move. We're going to pull to the outside, Joe defending the inside very nicely. We're going to go all the way around the outside at Stowe here, Joe giving us the room. Very nice, clean, respectful racing, and we go all the way around the outside of Eterno there. Really nice overtake. Joe still trying to commit to the outside line for the chicane. I give him a bit of a squeeze there, and eventually he has to back out, and we take P4 away from him as Thibaut Courtois momentarily set the pace there, but Niren going even faster on the pad in P2, and now we're stuck behind Niren's teammate Vizza, who is currently in 3rd place. So the McLarens in lofty heights here of second and third for now, as we start to put the pressure on the FIFA content creator here, Visa, of course, with a massive following of over 200,000 subs, and we're going to see if we can try and make lightweight of him and try and get past him as soon as possible. We get a nice bit of traction out of turn 4, opening up the DRS, and I think Visa knows what's going to happen here, so he's not going to fight it too much. We're going to just pull to the inside and make a very nice simple move down into Brooklyn's on the inside, not locking up, trying to keep it nice and tidy, hitting our apex, and job done. And P3 is ours, and we've got to try and keep the pace up here because, of course, we saw those guys pitting under the VSC, so the target is just to set a couple of laps and try and set the pace. Thibaut Courtois setting a purple lap there, the Real Madrid #1 goalkeeper. We beat that though with the fastest lap of our own, and we're trying to also pull away from Alex Gillon behind us if possible. Eventually at the end of lap 4 we caught up to Niren, and I didn't want to lose any time battling, so I decided to delve into the pit lane and avoid the battling. Alex Gillon stays out for at least a few more laps, and he's going to have to try and battle FNG or Niren up the road in a couple of moments as Karki leaves the session. But we're going to box now for our soft tyres. So we've done our medium tyre stint, we've done what we can. We're probably going to lose that quite badly due to the VSC, so we might be quite a way down the order. But here we go, onto the soft tyres. Let's see what the stop is like. Not great, a little bit of a hold up there. We got held by the Racing Point. What are the odds that I box and there's only 2 cars in the pit lane, myself and one other? What are the chances that I get held up still, even with that scenario? Not ideal. That's going to cost us about a second at least, maybe a second and a half, as we're going to rejoin the racetrack here in P11 it seems. We've got more cars on the way through turn 1. Looks like it's Storm, and look at that, what a difference. Had we not been held, we may have just been in front of those 2 guys. Instead we're behind them, and we rejoined just in front of Hayden Gullis in the Racing Point. But what a difference. If we hadn't got held in the pits, we may have just been in front of these guys. It just goes to show those fine margins, what a difference it makes. But either way, here we are now on the hunt, soft tyres, feeling really, really fast on these, and of course loads of grip, so we're going to try and get on the attack and make moves happen straight away. Isaac running a bit wide there into Brooklyn. He's trying to hunt down Storm. We're going to get on the inside here. We're going to slip through. He turns in on us though, gives us a massive squeeze onto the grass. It's really, really tight there. Shades of Alonso Vettel 2014, but that move was a little bit over the top. I was not too happy with that one, as we tried to find a space here, going into Cops, trying to get past the Williams, getting a beautiful line there, a bit of a switchback. Isaac running wide as well on the exit, but we're now going to be patient and wait for the move as we make our way through Maggots and Beckett's, and Chapel of course through this section. Really, really important to open up the line for the right-hander here. We don't do the best job of it this time, not as good as last time with Joe, but we are still close enough, especially with DRS, to try and look for a move. Isaac does have DRS on the car in front, but we are going to get the momentum and the slipstream here. Isaac defending very, very aggressively to the inside. We're going to have to go all the way around the outside here, and unlike last time, we get squeezed massively off track there by the Williams, but we do get the move done. But then suddenly Isaac back down the inside, shades of Sebastian Vettel in 2019, and there's more contact though on the exit as he tries to turn in. There's not room for 2 of us there, and unfortunately Isaac goes for a spin. Also, I pick up wing damage, unfortunately, once again, and the bad luck strikes once more for us in this series, or in league racing as a whole. There is Niren leaving the pit exit right now in the McLaren, so we haven't even been able to make the undercut work, and Niren's on a pad, so it hasn't been a good sequence for us. Not ideal, when I was absolutely fuming because that little hold up in the pit lane, what a difference that could have made. We could have avoided all of this carnage, had some clean air and got the speed. Either way, we are going to get past Niren here down the inside using the DRS into Brooklands. Even with wing damage we'll be okay. We will lose a bit of pace of course, but especially around here where these fast corners, turns 1, 2, Maggots, Beckett's, Chapel, you're going to lose a lot of pace. As we do set though a personal best on lap 7. More cars in the pit lane as Visa, I believe, in the other McLaren boxes, and then onto lap number 9 we've got more cars in the pits. This time it's Thibaut Courtois in the Renault boxing, and also I believe Alex Gillon just ahead of him. There he is. We are going to get back in front of Alex for now, and we're going to get 8th place on track. But I've looked at my pace, and with the wing damage I can't catch Storm in front of us. We just don't have enough momentum. I'm struggling with the front end of the car. We're really understeering, and I'm just trying to outwork and overperform the car with the damage. And eventually Alex, of course, with very similar pace, but he's got a full wing, so it wasn't long before he was in the back of us. Also, he had much fresher tyres, so here he goes around the outside, and I didn't even fight too hard, to be honest with you. I could have defended the inside a lot more, but there was no point. Getting a load of understeer there, and also dirty air through Stowe with the wing damage, and eventually we have to just accept defeat. And I was kind of hoping Alex would battle Storm, and maybe there'd be some kind of contact, maybe something could happen, we could get a spot maybe later on in the race. So that's what I was kind of hoping for. Either way, for now it's a personal best and P9 for us in this race, and not much more really on the horizon because we don't have the pace, unfortunately, as we cut onto the last lap of the race Alex Gillon now is attacking Veloce Storm. Let's see what happens as we go through Stowe. It's going to be Hypers who wins with Toro Rosso, but in front of us is going to be Alex Gillon get in front. There's yellow flag as Storm goes for a spin, and my prediction and what I hoped for does indeed happen as there's contact between the two of them. Storm gets caught up and we gain a P8 free of charge with a very, very welcome Christmas present as we cross the line for 8th place here today at the British Grand Prix. Having said that, not that happy with the result. You know, there was a really good race on the cards today. You know, if we, I think in hindsight, had stayed out one more lap on the mediums, not got held up, had a clean run, it could have been a really, really different race, and I think we could have finished a lot higher up. You know, got Gillon in P7, who was ahead of him for the whole race, and then my teammate Raggy in a fantastic P6, but we could have challenged Ben today. Ben wasn't that far up the road, he was battling Raggy, so we could have had a P5 today if everything had worked out okay. Either way, Hypers picks up the win. James in 2nd place with Danny Belejne 3rd, Summer Vigang P4 with Tim Moduk P5, Raggy, my teammate, fantastic result, personal best finish of the season for him, P6, really, really happy for him. Alex Gillon P7, we get 8th in the end ahead of Storm, and then Thibaut Courtois in his debut here in Squad Sprint scores a point, so a really good result for him and a good way to kick off things in the Renault team. But yeah, like I said, overall happy for my teammate. You know, we are going to both score points, which is all that matters at the end of the day in terms of our battle in the Constructors' Championship. Missing out on the points though, we have both of the racing pointless cars of Hayden Gullis and Joe Wilkes or Eterno. Then it's Niren in 13th ahead of Liam or Vizza, so both McLarens also 13th to 14th, Lana Stern just outside the points, and then Isaac Goodison, of course, who we had contact with, finishes down in 15th and last, with Arav the only retirement of the Grand Prix here today, and I believe also, Camille as well, and then Ryan Timor, James Doherty and Chembor Bassi did not appear in the race here today, but still, you know what, a good day in the office for us, to be honest with you, and I can't really complain too much. But we're now going to jump into the Drivers' Championship here, of course, and now we're going to see how things stack up. And we didn't score a massive haul of points, but it's still points nonetheless, as Hypers leads by 13 points over Danny Belejne, the biggest lead we've had so far this season. James Baldwin still in 3rd place, comfortably ahead of Ben Daly, doing a fantastic job ahead of Summer Vigang and also James Doherty, so really, really good job there from Ben this season in the Ferrari. Then Alex Gillon is in P7 for the Red Bull team ahead of Storm, who is in 8th, and I'm 8 points behind Storm, so we are trying to hunt him down. Still a little way to go yet, but we're slowly but surely closing that gap. We could have maybe done it today had we not had any issues, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. And Raggy gets himself into the top 10 for the first time this season, so both silver arrows up the sharp end, exactly what we want to see. Then it's Hayden Gullis, P11 ahead of Arav, who is in 12th. Then we've got Karki in 13th for the Williams team, with Joe in 14th in the second racing pointless car. Then it's Isaac in 15th ahead of Niren, who is behind him in 16th. Thibaut Courtois with his debut point jumps up to P17 ahead of Chembor Bassi, Ryan Littlemore and Vizza rounds out the top 20 in terms of the Driver Championship here today at Silverstone. So like I said, really good news. Both Mercedes in the top 10. Really happy once again for Raggy for getting that, because it means that we're doing a good job as a team. You know, he's only 5 points behind me, so it goes to show what a good season Raggy's had, and also me personally, I think I can do better. But listen, at the end of the day, if you're scoring those points consistently, it's all that matters. And let's have a look to see exactly how that translates into the constructor standings, as Alfa Romeo lead the way by quite a few points over Haas. Toro Rosso, though, only 1 point behind Haas, so that battle is very close. Renault in P4 ahead of Ferrari, of course, the combination of Arav and Ben in that team. Then it's us now, P6, overtaking Red Bull. So we're making progress and we're slowly climbing our way up the table. The next target, though, is the Prancing Horses, and we can definitely overturn that deficit if we need to. You know, at the end of the day, there is a possibility there. If me and Ray keep getting those points, it could always happen, but we're still doing a good job. We're ahead of Red Bull, Racing Point, Williams, and finally McLaren running out the top 10. But guys, that's going to be it for this video here today for the Veloce Squad Sprint series, and this was of course the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe if you are new for daily Formula 1 content, and also check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. Finally, turn notifications, guys, to not miss out on any content on my channel in the near future. But that is going to be it from me here today at Silverstone, and I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. But until then, let's go back from me.